gonna cover a cross choke for mount. Okay, so I have a nice mount on top. Okay. So typically when I'm out here, okay, I like to go. I like to open the collar here. Okay, my first grip for the cross collar choke would be a palm up grip. Okay, as I open his collar here, I'm gonna not pull the collar to me, because you can see that if I pull the collar to me, I kind of shut up the space for my hand. So what I do is I want to open the collar. Okay, and now look, my hand will slide all the way down into my two knuckles here. My two knuckles will touch the mat like this. And then once it touches the mat, it's a big indication for me that I've gone deep enough on the collar. Okay, so I go palm up, my knuckles will slide all the way down, 4 fingers inside the collar, and my two knuckles are touching the mat now. Okay, now I know my grip is pretty deep. Okay, now what happens here is, as I'm choking here, the guy like defends this arm here. Okay, I like to push arm across, and I like to lay my chest on top of him, and so I'll post my hand here for the cross collar choke. All right, now from here I'm gonna slide my knee up a little higher, and I'm gonna sit up to the side that I have the first grip. Right, so my right hand is on this side of the mat, on this side of his head. Then I'm shifting my weight off to the side here. So when he bridges here, like I'm not like on his hips, so it's very easy for me to stay on top. Right, I'm kind of like shifting up to the side, like I'm riding like a horse, where my other heel is like blocking the hips here. So look, no longer am I on his hips. Right now I'm on his hips. Right, when I shift my knees up, I slide off of him. It's just like my thigh here is on him. So when he bridges here, you can see that my weight doesn't get shifted to the front. Okay, so I have a nice grip on the collar. Okay, I have to arm across, and now look, I'm going to start to use my hand here to start to reach my thumb inside his collar here, right by his ear. Okay, then now my 4 fingers is going to be on the outside of his collar. Okay, now once I have the grip here, I'm going to bring my hand back around and go up in front of his neck. Okay, and then I'm going to focus on re-squaring my mount here. I close my elbows together, and I lean the weight into my forearm as I drop my head on top of his head, and then I finish the cross collar choke on the top. Okay, so I'm here again. I have a nice mount. My knees are close together. Right, I'm going to open his collar. Okay, my hand will slide in, 4 fingers in, and then my top 2 fingers is going to touch the mat here. Okay, it's touching the mat. I know it's tight. Okay, and it's really important that I don't bend my wrists. I want to keep both my wrists really straight when I'm applying the choke here. Okay, now from here, if he's not blocking me, I can just slide my knee up and drop my elbow down and sit off to the side. Okay, now from here, I'm going to start to move my elbow around the head, and my thumb is going to grab inside his collar. Okay, right by his earlobe. Okay, now like as I recenter, I'm going to bring my hand all around his neck, keeping both hands tight here. Okay, wrists are not bent. I squeeze my knees. I pull the collar to me as I close my elbows to my chest. Look, my elbows comes in. I start to close my elbows down, lay my weight. I lean forward, and then I start to apply the choke here. I try not to put my head on the side here when I choke. I feel like I lose a lot of weight and pressure. I always try to put my head above the head here, usually here. And then I finish the choke from here. Okay. So, again, a nice really top mount. Open his collar up, hand slides in, keep sliding until both my knuckles are touching the mat. And as I'm sliding down, look, now I can pull the collar to me to close the space off here. If I just grab here, I feel like there's a lot of loose fabric. So I pull, and I close the collar here. Have a nice collar grip. Okay. Now from here, if he's pushing me, I can shove the arm across, lay my chest on his top of his tricep. So now he tries to bring the arm back. It's pretty difficult. Okay. Now here I'm gonna look for almost like a modified S mount. Slide my knee up and step up to the side. Okay. Now from here I'm gonna start to drop my elbow down, and my thumb will grab inside his collar. Okay. Sometimes if he's like keeping his head down this way and I can't quite get it, look, I can bring my forearm around and start to drag my forearm back across, and then insert my thumb here. Okay, that's no way, right? So he's here, he's like being really difficult. I can't get my thumb in because he's blocking that collar side of with his face. Look, you can bring your elbow all the way around. Okay, now you're gonna run your elbow back and almost like cross face him, force him to look to the other side so that way the collar opens up here. Thumb goes inside. I reset my collar grip, reset my mount. Okay, now I can lean forward and then finish the choke from here with the arm in. If you pull his arm out, you can still finish the same way. Okay.